And here we are. Sorry, we're a little bit late this morning. Welcome, everybody. I am so excited to be back with two of my very dear friends who have been with me on other shows and have agreed to join me today to do a little bit of a discussion on sky people, ETs, whatever you want to call them, some of the things that have been happening around the planet, and of course the UAP, UFO, whatever you want to call it, activity that's picked up. So, joining me is Amy, who is also known as Earth Spirit, and thank you for coming, Amy.
Thank you for
And
having me.
I also have Oh, you're welcome, honey. I also have Loretta, who is AKA Mother's Tarot. And Loretta and I live in the beautiful state of Washington in the Pacific Northwest. And we're just really glad to be here. Loretta has done a lot of extensive stuff, a lot of interesting and extensive reading and viewing of these things. And Amy and we are interested in them. Let's put it that way. And I've seen a UFO, so
Yeah.
I count. Yeah. Anyway, so we're here today, and we want to welcome some of the folks that are here. Hello to Karen Doyle, Carl. Carl, I'm so happy for you. You look like things have been working. So thank you, Carl. Thanks for your reply. Samantha, Randy, all right. We have Heavenly Blessed Honey, otherwise known as Sonia. We have Connie Epley here, and we have Sue Toffee from way down under. And welcome, welcome. Yeah, yeah. Um, yes, of course, Carl. Please subscribe to Mother's Tarot.
Yeah.
Amy is Earth Spirit, and I hesitate to put her link in because what happens is if you guys go there from my link, it gets eventually you get booted off. So
Yeah, they'll take it
but
down.
it is Earth Spirit. Is it 7662? Is that what
Let
it
me
is,
see.
Amy?
I should
What's
know
the
this.
number?
Okay, let me look right now. It is 2556.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so it's Earth Spirit. Whoops, 2556. So if you put that into the information, you will get to her. All right,
Yeah.
Carl. We'll see if we can get to that for you.
And for
Yep.
mine, it's just in the search bar, just do the little @ and Mother's Tarot, and it'll take you there.
Yep.
Oh,
There you go. Whoops. How did
look
that
at
happen?
it.
We got a little skinnier. All right, hold on. No. Hi, Rush. I'm sorry. At Mother's Tarot. Yeah. Thank you so very much. I some of the people in the chat are talking about my friend Pam, who has come on to do some angelic clearing and emotional, and she also works with the David Hawkins. If you've ever read his stuff,
Oh, yeah.
he does.
Well, he's
And
the kid, right? The
yeah.
first mass shooting, was it Parkland?
Oh, no, it's not him. This is David Hawkins. He was a scientist. He's a doctor, and he
Not Stephen Hawking.
You're thinking of David Hogg, I think. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're thinking of David Hogg. Yeah. Hawkins is the one that does, he calibrated everything with muscle testing. And if you've never heard of him, anyway, Pam was on with me. She lives in Redmond, and she comes on with me a couple times. Yeah, she comes on with me a couple times a month and does energy clearing and things like that. So you might want to check. It's kind of interesting. So they're commenting about it. Yeah. Anyway.
All right.
Hi, Imelda. Hi, a light worker. And we have Cheryl here and Akila. Nice to see everybody. Thanks for being here, everybody.
Yes, hello.
Please,
Thank you.
yeah, please feel free to comment in the chat because I'm a big person that likes that. And we want to talk and answer your questions about these things if we can, or at least maybe throw a few cards on it and see what we come up with.
And Aley's real good
I'm
at
going to start out
everything. I'm not so good at
my
that.
mind is.
Aley's
I have
really
to
good.
split my mind out. Yeah. Oh, and you have a lot of orbs there in Tucson, Randy. Okay, we will. Hi, Tropical Empress. Hi, Juanita. Hi, Michelle. All right. So the first thing I want to talk about is the monolith. Now there are a whole bunch of different monoliths that are popping up, and it's a mysterious pillar, and it's a shiny silver in color. What I find most interesting about the monolith in that area is that there was actually a Sky People sighting in Las Vegas 6 months ago. Do you remember that, ladies?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
Was
remember
that
Yeah.
at the mall? Was that big
That was in
hubbub?
Florida. That's another one, though.
Oh, that was
This one
another
was in
one.
someone's backyard. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I think I did hear about that. Now on these monoliths, these silver ones, do they have any symbols on them? Is there any kind of language embedded
Are
into
there,
it?
Amy?
There's like a print. I don't know
don't know.
exactly what it is, but I think there's a print on the side, some sort of design.
Okay.
I think I could
It
be
looks
wrong.
to me like, yeah, no, it's all right. It looks to me like a mirrors. It's that kind of a shiny.
Oh,
And yes, I agree. Some of them are fake. Somebody's decided that they think it's funny and they're going to go make one. But it depends on if you can see how they're tooled. And I believe that some of them you can't see how they're tooled, if you know what I mean. You can't see any screws or anything
yeah.
like that.
Any seams? There's no seams or bolts.
No seams or
them.
bolts. I don't
How
think
big
so.
are they? Do they say?
They're tall and skinny.
Yeah, but are we talking 20 feet, 50 feet? I mean, has anybody nailed that down?
Me. Yeah. Let me see if I can find that out, because I'd like to know that myself. Because if it is the same people that landed in that guy's backyard, here, I'm going to send you this. I'm going to put it in the chat and see if you want to pull it up in a separate. Hi, ethnicity. 6 to 8 feet, Randy. Okay. So there it is on CNN. If you want to, open it up.
It's the Las Vegas one. Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. It says that people have just gone out hiking and then they see this thing there, and it is mirrored. Yeah, it's mirrored. Can you see it now? Can you see it? Yeah. So my feeling is they said that one guy said he was a minimalist sculptor, that it was installed after his death. And it says when you look closely, you can see the rivets and screws. Yeah. But some of the other ones, and one on the Isle of Wight over in England, I believe, was made. They said it was made. But yeah, I think they're here to help us too. I think they're portals for the aliens to come through. Don't you? That's kind of what
I think it's a mix. There's a mix going on there. But you're right. The ones that are authentic they're energy markers.
Yeah.
Well, there's they call them X points, and they're portals all over the planet. Okay. And they're stargates is what they call them. And we've got people that are creating wormholes. And the problem with this is there's no safeguards, because something could come through. Okay. Now, maybe you've all heard about the principalities of darkness. Well, that stuff's real. Not everything that's with us and interacting have souls or of a human origin or of a higher evolution. They're a problem. So, we got these brainiacs that are creating these wormholes that are not setting up safeguards, and so that's a problem. That was just a note I wrote down. I just had heard that recently when I was listening to somebody. I can't remember.
Okay. Well, that's interesting, Loretta. Thanks for sharing that. That's important. So the ETs that supposedly, and this, I'm not saying the guy was crazy, because it's very possible that he saw what he saw, but he saw 10-foot figures that were white and shadowy and smelled like burnt electrodes or circuits.
Wow. Electrons type thing.
Yeah. Like electric shock or something.
Well, there's plenty of other worldly beings that are 8 to 10 feet tall, Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
And that have a luminescent, they appear a luminescent type when
Right.
when we see them.
Right.
So
yeah. I just find it interesting because, of course, in Las Vegas, you're not far from Area 51.
Oh, yeah.
So, of course, that would be an area where you would see that. And, of course, a lot of the other areas where the UAPs go are underwater.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of big activity down near the Mariana Trench, is what I'm hearing, which is down between, not between it, but
isn't
Australia,
it like 7 miles deep, the Mariana Trench?
It is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is 7 miles deep. No one's ever been able to go down it except for these ETs. They just, these things go right down inside of it. You saw 2 a few days ago, Randy, in Tucson. Doesn't surprise me.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, they're just everywhere at this point. And
well, they've always been with us. Yeah,
always been everywhere. That's true.
Yeah. The veil is just thinning now, and it's like we're into the time where, the reveal has got to come. And do they beat the nefarious ones here on the planet with us? Because either it's going to be the military-industrial complex doing a mind game with us, which they've been doing since the 40s,
Eisenhower.
And and then this sky people like the Pleiadians, the Arcturians, and like when I did a video where I talked about could it have been? There's going to be a reveal, and they've got it set up to where I think it's the Pleiadians and the Arcturians will have representative for us because they look most like us and they don't want to scare us. But then there are the other ones, the ones with the blue, I can't remember.
Oh, yeah, the blue avians. The blue avians.
Yeah. So we're not going to be able to see them, but they're here standing by. And anyway, they've got this whole structure set up for when it happens. So because they don't want to alarm us. They're here to help us, but there are nefarious beings out there. I mean, we've heard about it, that the battle is up in the sky. It's in the Bible. It talks about it, and it's been recorded otherwise, And the Anunnaki, when they were here,
right.
They were not.
They weren't of the earth, I don't think. Yeah, you're right.
They were not nice, and they're the ones they talk about in the Old Testament, and they're from planet Nibiru, and
yes,
which translates into Jupiter. But I'm going to be doing a thing on them. But it's
Amy. Anything you wanted to say? Did you want to weigh in with anything?
Well, I do feel like it's a mix. So obviously we have, like she's talking, we have nefarious energy, and I feel like they've been messing with a lot of people, and so part of these were literal hybrids who felt called to create these. So it was created by human hands, really, but called because that's part of their hybrid. So to make these, so like healing, helping heal the earth, heal the weather, heal humanity, trying to keep this nefarious energy off of us. And then you have the other jokester ones that are just, probably mocking, That's what I feel. So I do feel there's some that are artistic, creative, and others are for real. Like somebody really has a real purpose. The pyramids had an energy source at the top. It's like that. They're trying to recreate that energy.
It was built in sacred geometry in order for them. There's a picture I saw that was lit up, and I want to say happy solstice, by the way, to everybody. But I want to say that it was lit up in a certain way that when it came down, it lit the tips of the pyramids in some sort of an order. So I agree with you there. I mean, I believe that we've got the ley lands and other things that are there. Yes, Loretta? Yeah.
Billy Carson has been over there around the world many times to the pyramids and researching this. And the original cone, the very top piece on the pyramids, were removed. And then it needed that in order for it to be the power unit.
They moved the tip of the pyramid off for a while?
They took them off.
That energy
source. Very tip.
Like from up above? Yeah.
Yeah, the very, very tip of it. Those were taken off of the pyramids to take So we couldn't mess with it, So yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting. So,
yeah, he's
I was just
forbidden
watching
knowledge. So.
It is forbidden knowledge. I'm always fascinated by the documentaries of all the things they're digging up everywhere. And the amazing part of it is it's just more and more and more, which is a whole other side to this whole thing, because, they've been around so long. I'm sure they've helped all kinds of societies, because how could you explain how all that stuff worked if you didn't have help from above, so to speak? Yeah.
Well, yeah, and we got to remember too, we are the 24th prototype. We are 98.6% primate and 1.4% the otherworldly. So we're the 24th prototype. This has been going on for a long time.
A long time. That's very true. Yeah. So Randy wonders, did they remove the tree of life too? I don't know about that. Do you, Loretta?
Avatar.
I haven't
like Avatar. Have you ever seen Avatar where they have the tree and it's the source of, it has light, it glows.
Well, I do know what the tree of life is. Yeah, I didn't know if it was on the pyramids. I would, yeah. Okay.
Wow. Yeah, that could be. Well, probably.
The pyramids were a power source, Cheryl. You see that?
Yeah, they're not a cookie. Well, cookies are a power source as well. So, anyway, yesterday, of course, if you have seen the news, and a lot of you don't watch it at all, so that's fine. I just want you to be aware that Putin and Kim Jong-un signed some kind of an agreement. Well, the two nefarious,
two clones,
so creepy.
2 clones, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Right. Yep. They're already the sky people are already watching over Ukraine. They've been spotted over Ukraine over and over again, and there's a lot of people who believe that they are here because we're so stupid.
Yeah.
In general, I'm not saying everybody's stupid. I'm just saying
knuckle dragging.
It's like, people, do you really, really want to have a nuclear war? Are you crazy? You're just going to blow the whole planet up. Yes. Yeah. So my feeling is that we do have their protection, but they're getting I'm feeling like they're getting kind of with us, like parents would. Your parents told you, do not go to that party, don't drink anything. Okay, Mom, and there you go. So,
well, that reminds me that they have changed the timeline. We're at the precipice point, and let's see. There's been a time slippage of 4 years.
I feel that. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And what I have is we've got until 2030, unless another time slippage occurs. Let's see. For us, this came from the tall blondes and the Palladiums, I think. This information.
Okay.
And these are, because humans, we are the technology, and we just don't know it yet. They're trying to wake us up. Anyway, I just went.
No, that's okay. I do want to say that I don't tend to wallow in negativity, so I do agree that we are divinely protected. And I just want to make sure that and I think everybody knows that. But at the same time, you need to be aware. It's the same with the news. I don't really want to watch the news, but I need to be aware of what's going on. I'm not going to be clouded by what other people think.
And we need to remember too, we are all souls, eternal beings, forever and ever. This is just a little blimp, a little chapter of our journey in the vast timeline. And our vessel, this body, this bio vessel, it will expire. We do not. Our personality, everything about us,
moves
it
on.
Don't die.
There's
no end.
That's right.
So,
That's right. And yes, I think that not only do fear is the control thing. So if you can keep people in fear, yes. So do not fall into that trap. That we don't want that for anybody. Just be aware. Just be aware.
Yeah. Well, because our mission here is to keep Homo sapiens sapiens alive and evolving into a higher consciousness. This is our mission as souls, I believe. So never stand in fear. Never.
No. So the other thing I wanted to bring up, and then we can do some readings on these things, but there's on the History Channel, on YouTube, I put the link in. It says aliens in disguise warn a researcher that they have taken many humans. Well, we know people just disappear. They've taken many humans. Yeah. And I think we heard that at that. Didn't we hear that at the hearing, Loretta, when we listened to Dr. That some people had worked somewhere and they saw people walking onto a ship. There was a guy saying that.
They probably want to go, though.
They could.
Yeah.
They could want to go
on all these planets, so I think a lot of them are willing to. Yeah.
Well,
yeah. But anyway, I put that up because that's part of this. Yeah, that's part of the story. So, and there have been a lot of people, including a person that I used to work with here, that doesn't really want to talk about UFOs or this because it brings them more to her.
Oh, yeah.
And she doesn't want them because she had been taken up and had never been pregnant. And she went in to have some surgery done or something. And they said, how many children have you had? And she said, I haven't had any children. And they said, well, you have. You were pregnant. So how else could she be pregnant unless it was that way? So that frightened her enough that she didn't want to bring it back to her. But I think she's since been okay with it. You know what I mean? I think, she get through that. Yeah. But, and that was a story we heard for a long time too.
Yeah.
That people were, making hybrid children, or they'd get to a point that the child grew a certain amount, and then they take the fetus and apparently take care of it. Boy, the abortion people would have a field day with that one, wouldn't they?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, and if you listen to Dr. Stephen Greer, he would tell you there was no nefarious beings out there, and that these abductions are totally from the military-industrial complex, and same as the cattle mutilations. He firmly believes that.
Okay.
But I also believe that Dr. Stephen Greer is defined. He is protected by the angels, by the ETs. I do too. And he was first abducted when he was 17. They saved his life. They cured him of the sepsis and put him back on the planet because he had this mission. So he is totally protected. And Linda Moulton Town, she's another groundbreaking researcher. And she's had experiences both ways, but she's also, when she was in those dangerous positions, she talked about this one story, and the angel said, just say the Lord's Prayer. Just say it. And she did. In this storm or whatever was going on around her with this other being, she came out of it just fine. But I mean, they have a mission. This is their soul mission. So, but don't stand in fear. Don't.
No.
And don't believe everything you hear.
So, Jen, this is interesting share. Jen's best friend apparently has disappeared many times. Ooh. So is her mother. And then they appear laying on the front lawn. Wow.
I experienced passing. I was in a car with 3 other souls. We were headed eastbound. In westbound lane, there was a white box van. And we got right up on them, and a little car popped out behind them. We passed right through each other. Now, this to me is, what did I say that was? A dimensional, because I was talking to somebody, he was talking about, I sounded like a near-death experience Well, actually, it was a multi-dimensional experience, I believe, is what that particular one was. And then and then 8 years earlier, I was in a crisis. There was a fire on the property, and I was just beyond freaked. And I'm running with pails, and I vanish. And then I reappear. I don't have a memory of where I was at, but I know now where I was at. But they put me back in the kitchen, after it was out and everything. And they put the fire out. I know they did.
Yeah.
But these are kind of multi-dimensional experience, not a near-death experience, although, everything in you,
Similar.
I think, goes through. Yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Well, Karen says some near-death experiences have seen blue men working on their bodies during the surgery. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. So fascinating. Wonderfully fascinating. So I was on with Deborah Zacco yesterday, and she was talking about the multiverse. And of course, I love time travel. Yeah. And I love reading about the multiverses. And if you have Apple TV, watch the movie or the series Dark Matter. I've read the book. It's about
I don't have it.
It's about
Is it in print?
The book's in print. A book? Yes. Okay, well, yeah, or you can watch it in a series too if you get Apple. Okay. But if not, yeah. Anyway, she was saying that also that we have an alternative Earth. It was just interesting to me what she said, so I'm just going to share it. She says we have Earth here that we live at, and she said there's an alternative Earth. Our Earth, we have free will. Their Earth, it's all predestined. Yeah,
it's all what?
It's all predestined. You make the choice, and that's what you get. And sometimes they visit us. And she said, if you ever wonder how you can figure them out, is they never can make up their mind about anything. Wow. And I said, God, that's my daughter. Uh-oh. I said, oh my God. She has a really hard time. She does. She has a really hard time. And of course, I've read a couple of books about, because you also talked about how time has slipped and things have slipped. Yeah. And there was an experience here in Washington. These people were driving from, let's say, Monroe over to Spokane that way. So they were going east from west. And this man and his two kids, and they were pulled over because they saw a diner and they were hungry. So they went into the diner and they ordered food, and the food was like $1.50. It was hamburgers, and it was delicious. You could get a whole meal for $3 for $10, with drinks and dessert and all that. So they said, we're going back that way. And so they went on their way, and they came back, and it wasn't there. So the guy went to the gas station, and he said, and that guy said, oh yeah, there used to be a diner there, burned down about 40 years ago. So there's your time slip again.
I totally believe it. I feel like I've time traveled. Well, I have a theory. My theory is that time travel is like a record, and all of your lives are there. Your time, your experiences are there, your future, your present, and your past. And you can skip the needle and listen to that song again, go through that time again through hypnosis, or maybe watching an old movie or something, or just meditation. Meditation would be the biggest one. But you can't recreate that moment ever again. You can't change it. You're not allowed to change it, but you can listen to it.
You're a viewer. You're a viewer of it, right? Yeah. More of a viewer than a participant. Yeah.
But we have alternate timelines too, and we don't even know when we slip in between. But all of a sudden, something's missing, or something small has changed in our life, and we can't figure it out. We can't find the key, and then we go to that. We slip back to that other timeline or lifeline or whatever, alternate life, and all of a sudden the key's there, but something else is missing. I've had that happen to me so often lately, and especially when the pandemic started. I've had these things. We're just jumping into different times, realities.
Well, actually, that happened to Diana Bowles. She had gotten a brand new crystal, I think it was, and she had it on her chair, and she wanted to work with it, and it was gone, and she looked everywhere for it. She couldn't find it. And like 3 days later, it was sitting on the chair again.
Yeah. It's very frustrating. It's very frustrating.
Yeah. Oh, wow. All right. Hi, Heather. Oh, does she? Okay. Let's see. I don't know if she has a troll in the chat.
Oh, do I?
Oh, no.
Check it out. You know how to get rid of them, right? Yep.
Well,
there you go.
Not from here, but
I don't know who it is. Thank you, Heather.
Anybody there, you see a troll, just block them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You go. Yeah. That's fascinating. Thank you so much. I mean, this is how these conversations do morph. I mean, we've got the UAP in the sky people, and then we've also got time changes and differences, and we've got alternate experiences, and everything about it is all quantum physics in so many ways, isn't it?
It's exactly quantum physics. Yes.
Okay.
It could also be, do you know that you can change time and you can have time slow down if you need to? Let's say you're late for work. I've done it many, many times.
Really?
How do you do that, sweetie?
Yeah, tell us.
Well, we do have our guides and angels and intergalactic things and all that. And you just simply say, and there's the most benevolent outcome prayer. You know, I need the most benevolent outcome for time to slow down, stop, or reverse, and speed me up and slow down time. And then, so it'll work a lot of times. And you also have to say it. I look like Snape from Harry Potter when he's chanting. That's like, okay, time to slow down, time to slow down. The lights are green, and I literally will do that because you speak it into existence. So it literally works. And you could ask for time to speed up, which could explain time jumps, because like a VCR, all of a sudden it goes, you skip past that part and then with no explanation. But yeah, there's a way to work.
Val, and in Las Vegas, because that's where she lives, she decided to drive down to get her chai tea that they had pre-made at Starbucks. So she leaves at 10. She gets in her car. It's about a 5-minute drive. She goes in the store. She picks up her chai. She gets back in the car and she drives back home, and it's 10.
See, yeah, I've had it. You know, so sometimes a minute will go like that, and other times it takes forever. You're like, why? Why is it so different this time? Yeah, it's strange.
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing. All right, Sue, I'm going to post this. This is interesting. In the middle of her dream, and a cloud or a bubble opened up. A tall blonde or Pleiadian walked through the bubble to warn me to check on my cats. Who was the energy who walked through the bubble?
Well,
is there a planet that absolutely... She has a what?
She said it was a Pleiadian, so she already knows who it is, really.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
yes. You've had the Pleiadians working with you. Sacred knowledge. Look at that. You're working with them, and you probably don't even you do realize it, Sue. That's the key. You do realize it. So trust your intuition, because really, you really know. Loretta, you want to pull a card on it? You can.
Let's see.
Oh, hypnicity. You heard Mother Earth. Okay. Mother Earth is always taking care of our creatures.
Yeah. Healing energy.
Thanks, everybody, for being here. I'm trying to keep up, and yeah.
I had something come to my mind, and it just slipped out. Damn it. So what's the question here then?
Well, she just wonders who was the energy who walked through the bubble. But you did say you thought it was a Pleiadian. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When I was taken, when I was 14, out of that situation with the fire, it was the Pleiadians that rescued me. They picked me up out of there, and put me back.
Amy, do you have something?
Well, I instantly got the healer and the free spirit, and the healer shows the pyramids. So I do think there's a connection with the Egyptians, which a lot of people believe the Egyptians are part of the Pleiadian or intergalactic. So and then she's a free spirit. Yeah, she's probably been a little depressed lately, and they came to. Well, she talks about her cat, who is an energy. Her cat. See,
she says she tried to warn me to check on the cats. Yeah, she has lots of cats, and and she check on the energy of the cat.
It says she's a healer.
Yeah.
So she has that ability.
Well, the other thing, Sue, is cats are mystical. They're like the dogs ground us, but the cats are the mystics. And so it wouldn't surprise me that they didn't work with the Pleiadians or spirits either. They can, because haven't you ever had your cat look at you and then go and look at something on?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've got a couple of cards. I got UFO Classroom. You partake in learning aboard crafts.
Ooh.
And then I have UFO sighting. Seeing is believing. So that could be part of what happened there too. Just to reinforce.
That's wonderful, Sue. Yeah. And they'll come if you're not afraid. I think they will. I mean, they'll come some will come anyway, but if they know that you're not afraid. I do know some of you are talking about Dr. Gale, and yes, she is a wonderful resource. She's been on a number of times, and I just wanted to broaden the interest, I guess, in this topic, that other people do it as well. So Dr. Gale says she apparently works on a ship, an Ashtar ship, and that's interesting. Very, very cool. So I've known her for a while. And I imagine that she probably knows what she's talking about. So,
I was on her program.
Were you? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Juanita said, let's say you need to make it to your car to a certain destination on a certain amount of gas. Oh, God, I've done that 100 times, Juanita.
Archangel Michael will help you with that a lot. Yeah. I've done it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Calling on the archangels is amazing because they do respond. They do respond to you. Yeah. Check out what you need. But there are also guides and angels that do technical work, or let's say you want to find a job. They'll help you find a job. They'll help you with your housework. Well, you know what I mean.
They'll help you find whatever you've misplaced.
Whatever you're misplaced. Yeah. Teelan's wondering, is it difficult to read on ET energy versus people?
I think
so. We're all energy.
Yeah, that's true.
If your intent is to communicate with them, of course, you need to be specific. Do you want to talk to the Greys? Do you want to talk to the Pleiadians? Do you want to talk, who do you want to speak to? I've been putting out some videos here recently communicating with the Sky Council, which is the nearest council to our universe galaxy, and then above that you've got the Solar Council, and above is Galactic, and there's several, because it's the big place, and so when I communicate, I have questions. I'll start out with a starseed oracle, and then I will build a reading around that, asking the Sky Council for guidance. And it's been very good, I think. Very important.
That's wonderful. So I've read Barbara Marcionic back in the 90s, and some of the other ones. I've read The Prism of Lyra, because that's and I've got Barbara Marcionic. There's another one that We the Octorians. There's another one called,
I haven't read that one yet.
Yeah. These are all from the 90s. So these are really old ones, but they're still interesting. They bring you, some of the information. Thanks, Heather. It's so nice to see you, dear.
Here's a good read too.
The ET speak. Okay.
Yeah, who we are and why we're here. Yeah.
Okay. Howard Batty. Okay.
Batty. Yeah. A lot of good information in there, though. It'll answer a lot of questions for you.
Before we move into some of these questions that you guys have asked, do you have any questions about this topic? I want to exhaust that before I move into it, but we're at about 40 minutes right now. See about time, slow down just a little bit so we can get everything in. If anybody has any questions, I will tell you that there are a lot of fascinating documentaries out. There are documentaries there was one that I just watched. It's fairly new, and I've talked about it a couple times, but it was about a guy that was hunting, and they ETs. This was back in the 70s. He was out hunting. He went somewhere and was shooting at a moose, and I think it was in Montana or Wyoming, in the boonies, and the bullet bounced off the moose. It didn't really hit the moose, because what happened was there was a what do you call it around it? You know what I mean? Like a seal, some kind of a invisible seal.
A force field.
A force field. Thank you. I'm getting old. Anyway, then this little guy appears.
Oh, wow.
And he says,
Marvin the Martian.
Hey, are you hungry? Are you hungry? Do you want something to eat? And the hunter says, well, yeah. He couldn't figure out what happened. He says, okay, come on with me. So takes him up into a ship.
Wow.
Takes him up into a ship. And he says, we come down here because we don't have enough food on our planet, and we find that moose are delicious. And so we come get them, as well as a few other things. And, here, try this or whatever. And he had a conversation. Then they asked him, he had a scan done while he was there.
Okay.
And then afterwards, they said, thank you, we're going to let you go have a good day and all that stuff. And they let the guy go. And they said, we can't use you. And this guy wasn't like a ET person, And so he says, we can't use you. And he said, and they said, you can't reproduce. He had a vasectomy.
Yeah.
And they could figure that out. So he knew that's why they didn't take him. But there were 4 or 5 other guys that went in to shoot moose in that same location, never been seen afterwards.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, I also wanted to let. Okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No.
I just wanted to say, for people who, there's a comic book that has come out. I don't know if anybody's into comic books, but have you heard of the cousins? Blake Cousin, he's got a brother. The cousins, brothers. They've come across Stephen Greer, right? Have you seen these, Aley? There's comic books. Battle of Disclosure. There's volume 1 and volume 2.
I have not.
Yeah, and these you can get them on Amazon, and I mean they're not color illustrated, but they're really well done, actually.
So they're kind of like those what do they call them? Graphic novels? Is that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, they are. They're like graphic.
But anyone who's interested, that's a fun little read. I handed off a pair of those to. I've got a friend, and she's always defending me because I'm whacked out of my mind. Of course,
I know.
So,
but you're not. You're not.
So I gave her husband the comic books because he was into the nuclear engineer stuff in the shipyard over here in Bremerton, and he retired out of that, and so he thinks all this is woo-woo nonsense, so.
Of course. Many of us have thought that in the past. I mean, I had seen it. Amy, go ahead.
I was going to say real quick before we get into questions, probably one of the main reasons I'm here is because maybe you remember this. I do believe that I'm starseed. I believe that I'm Palladian. And I didn't know that until one day somebody, I mean, we have those eyes. I believe that Palladian, you know another Palladian. And we usually have a high life, meaning why we're here, a high purpose that we're here.
Sure.
And so I've been through depression my entire life. And I've had many experiences. And one time when I was having a really bad time in life, I woke up at 3 a.m. and there were 3 colored lights in my room. And I was scared stiff. So I lay there and squeezed my eyes shut. And the next night, again, at 3 a.m., I opened my eyes and there's these 3 colored lights in the room. And I could tell that they know that I'm awake and they have intelligence. So they fly out the window. And this time I get out of bed and I run out the back door and I see this big light disappear over the trees. It had set off the neighbor's security light and all the trees were waving and then it just swooped up and went away. So I remember thinking, well, how do I tell this story to people? I was awake. I wasn't on drugs. I hadn't been drinking both nights, 3 a.m. I saw it. I knew it had happened.
Yeah.
And I've seen UFOs.
Yeah.
I've seen, and especially during the pandemic, I saw silver, bubbly ships in the sky many times.
Wow.
Did you?
And I knew that it was Palladian. I knew, and I was told very clearly that it was the Palladian. So when we talk about nuclear and we talk about all these things, starseeds feel like we don't belong here. We often have a very hard time being here.
But a lot of people have said that. Yep. And a lot of Asperger's autistic spectrum, those people as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And that makes sense. That really makes sense. It's like you just, if I plucked you up and I put you over in Siberia, what am I doing here? You know, so can you even imagine if it's off planet and it's totally different. Yeah, totally different world. Wow. I knew there was a reason that I asked you to come on too, Amy. That's wonderful. So, hypnicity, is it true that elementals are of the earth and ETs are of the sky? Oh, so you're thinking they're more elemental. Because aren't there people that really truly believe that perhaps angels are also ETs? There is a
connection.
Okay. There is a connection sometimes.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the way they present. Yeah. You can't, Loretta? No, you don't think so?
Well, it's like there's this there's like elemental area, and then I think the highest one, I think that like the angels and the archangels,
right,
they bump up right next to the source, you know, and then the others, you know, like
come down
the
from there.
Pleiadians are of the highest, Illyrians, and then it comes on down and to the matter world, and
right.
I can't recall the whole story, but I think they're right next to the source.
Ants and flies, yeah. Wow, that's a great question, though. Thank you, Hypnicity, and happy birthday to you, by the way, Hypnicity. I know it's coming up really soon.
Birthday.
Yeah, and to all other Geminis and upcoming Cancerians. All right. Yes. So, how are we affected by space when the spaceship breaks down? Are we prepared for it? We have been. I think if you mean if the ship breaks down and they're stuck here, I think it's happened. I think that happened in Roswell, a few other places.
Yeah, that's what happened in Roswell, and it happened before. It's happened before too.
Right. Right.
Yeah, because they've got. There was an old photograph. You might remember it. Dr. Greer came out with it. Yeah, black and white, and they had the photo dated, and you could see like these. And they were doing an autopsy, and it was on an Eben. Now the Eben and the Greys are from the Zeta Reticuli. They're pretty close to us here, but also the technologies that they have is only like 2,000 years ahead of us. So this is like
that's why we have what we have, isn't it? Isn't that why we have what we reverse engineered a lot of stuff? Yeah.
Well, and the thing is that humans are fascinating to them because the way we think, they're much slower, and we are very quick and creative, and they will bring some technology to us and say, "Can you tinker with this? You know, see what you can." And that's what we do. You know?
I love that. I love that. Wow. Yeah. Oh, let's see what else we got here. Carolyn. Hi, Carolyn. Hi, Peter. Did you see the program of the Vatican hiding ETs, the ship and technology? Oh.
Well, I've always known that they have all the stuff.
Yeah. Someone talked about the Ark of the Covenant. It was the other day I heard that, and I heard in my head the Vatican. So I think they have, and I bet 45 wanted that. I bet he wanted it. Oten wants it.
Oh, of course he did.
I don't know.
He's probably got a lot of papers. Yeah.
Well, Hitler was on the hunt for all that when he was doing what he was doing, you know.
Okay. So. Yeah. Wow. It makes sense to me because and no offense to anybody that's still practicing Catholic, but they have pulled out a lot of the information out of the Bible. You know, they did that back in many years ago, and they don't want you to think that this is the only life you have. We are like the chosen ones, and that there's other places and other things because they want to control you.
Yeah,
and so. You know,
and that comes from the way the Sumerian or the Anunnaki were in Sumerian times.
Right.
You know, they set it up like that. You know, they may have started out with good intentions, but man, it went awry.
Power always corrupts at every level. Every single level. There isn't anybody that gets a little bit of power that doesn't it doesn't corrupt in some way. And that's just human nature. It's sad to say, but I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I was going to say it's the toxic masculine who wants to maintain power, but really they're hurting themselves. So if it was women, we'd have the Ark of the Covenant in a nice folder and we would bedazzle it.
That's right. Behind glass.
Yes, and we would put sparkles on it and use our glue sticks
every day.
I love that, Amy. So Tammy grew up in southern West Virginia, and they had the Mothman legend.
Oh, yeah.
My dad saw it. I believe it's a type of alien. What do you think? Do you think it's an alien?
It is real. Yeah, it is an alien. Yeah. I just read on it recently, and
Did you? Okay. Wow. I remember there was a movie, wasn't there, that was out about the Mothman prophecies? Yeah. I'll have to watch that again.
Yeah. That wasn't the same
Donald
one.
Sutherland left.
Yeah.
Sorry, Donald Sutherland passed away.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Oh.
Whoopi Goldberg was a great friend of his, so she's probably really not happy right now.
Sad.
He was a terrific actor. God, I love him.
He was, and his son I love his son.
Oh, Kiefer. Kiefer's great.
He's just like, he's a handsomer Donald Sutherland, that's for sure. He's handsomer than his father is. Sonia, is what I'm doing now, letting the messages from the Galactics to come through. I know they're sending them, but I had to open up. So you opened up to getting messages from the Galactics, just like you can from your guides and from your angels. And you still put that prayer of protection around you that you don't get. It's funny. I had this happen to me. I had some Reiki done from this woman in person, and I usually don't go anywhere. So she's wiping me and wiping me and wiping me. And she says to me, "You must have been astral traveling because you picked up some junk out there." And I thought, so you got to really protect yourself, Sonia. That's all I want to say. Yeah. That you only want the good ones to be the hanger-ons. Yeah. So there you go. All right, T-Lyn. I don't know which type, but family members had visitations I can't make sense of. Asked a couple other readers, and they couldn't really answer either.
Not to be known. Not to be known.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not time. I'm getting it's not time to know yet. Yeah. They may have been prepping them for some huge event, just like we've been prepped to be here at this time. You know, because we are the way showers. So and I'm sure that it could also be contingent upon something, and it might be contingent upon time slippage. Or so in the 90s, I was prepared and ready for earth changes to come. And there was a whole map of the United States that showed all water inundating different parts of it, and that we were going to have all kinds of disasters and problems. And so but in it, they told us in a healthy way, I want to say, just prepare yourself. So I had a box of all kinds of medicine and foods and things like that.
Like a bug out bag.
Yeah, the timeline shifted about 1998, I believe it was. And I have to say I was a bit disappointed, even though that sounds ridiculous. But it was like I was so invested in this. But there were people that were out like in Utah building underground
bunkers.
Places
But if our
Yes, they
thought
were, 'cause they
consciousness changes, if it shifts, it will shift the timeline.
Yeah.
It will.
Look,
It will.
it will.
So
If all
people
of our
go, "Oh,
thoughts
that
change,
never was going to happen. See, I told you that wasn't going to happen." And it's like, well, it didn't happen not because of what I said, but it's hard for people to see that. Yeah.
yeah.
They're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, the timeline shifted." Oh, sure it did. That's convenient.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
You just gotta make sure you stay on the good timeline. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes you've been bumped down. You're like, hey, wait a second. I was up
Yeah,
here.
I don't
now
want to
I'm
be
down
here anymore. I don't want to be in this
Yeah.
timeline.
That's why you ground yourself and say your little prayers.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right. So we have beautiful cosmic blue avian. I haven't seen you in a long time. It's so nice to see you, honey. All right. She relates her star seed and is blue avian and 2 other ones. I have you weren't incarcerated. You were incarnated though. 7 to 10 more star beings. You feel very spectrum. Yeah. Well, if you've been in all these different star systems,
that's a lot of multiverses too. Yeah,
it's a lot of multiverses.
Yeah.
It is. She has sent me some beautiful art she does, and it's gorgeous. And you could kind of see she's got something there. But anyway, oh gosh, it's great to see you. Been a while. Yeah, and I know that everybody's busy, and people come and go. Love to you. Yeah. So, Sue Toffee, who are the Star Council, the Sun Council? I've heard of Galactic Federation, Council of 9, Council of 12, but the Earth's government aware of this? Are we aware of the stellar councils? No, it's okay to ask. That's what this is all about.
I believe they are aware of the different levels of councils, and there are a lot of levels. And so who sits on them? I believe they would have to be of the highest evolutionary form, like the Pleiadians, the Arcturians, the Lyrians, the ones that are multi-billion years old, and the younger ones, no, you're not going to find them on there.
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you might, maybe Saint Germain is also involved, or no? No, you don't know any ascended masters,
NASA,
perhaps.
I don't know if we got ascended masters sitting on there. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just know that they are multiple billion years old, with experience, because they've got to be with that heavy load.
I think so.
Yeah. So if you want to see them, just think about Star Wars at the bar, right?
Yeah.
That's fabulous, though. It's fabulous that we can have that kind of a group of people that can help really change the planet if they need to.
They're looking after us.
There are star beings in form, just not being obvious. They take human form but are unique. There's also billions of us carrying starseed DNA. I get that. Yeah. I agree with you.
Did you hear the story that Linda Moulton Howe relayed to us about? She got a correspondence from a woman who was in New York. Her father worked in one of the high skyline with the glass wall and all that, big deal, in a suit. She was going to have lunch with him, and she went up there. He was on the phone, so she walked over to the glass. She took her phone out, and she turns to look at him, and she sees a standing up alligator crocodile in his suit holding the phone. Of course, she bolted out of there, but this is what she experienced.
So it's like a reptilian energy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, some look like they're standing up alligators and crocodiles. There are life forms out there, and that's what they look like. I mean, can you imagine Earthlings here? We can't handle it if you're a different skin color. Never mind looking like.
Really, they must think we're crazy, because it got a little better, or people weren't talking about it, but now it's like right out there again. Yeah. And my God.
It would be, how in Star Trek Spock would say that's highly illogical. But
right,
because everyone works together, and the children are sent off to the academy so they don't mess up the ship and the universe at large. Yeah, but
Yep.
Spock would look at our racism and sexism and go, "That's highly illogical."
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It is.
Yeah, it is highly illogical. And
Yeah.
you have to, you do probably, everything is channeled anyway. If we write a book, it's channeled. If we do automatic writing, it's channeled. I mean, if we do a movie, it comes through us. It isn't us. It comes through us. And so it's very logical that Gene Roddenberry channeled all that stuff, knew all that stuff because
he absolutely
had. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, he had the foresight, the vision. Yeah, he was a visionary. And what's his name? George Lucas, same thing, right? Yeah.
And The Day the Earth Stood Still, that movie, the old black and white.
Still.
Yeah, that's based on fact.
Interesting. Is that what Gene?
Somebody said they've hidden it because we weren't using it. Yeah. Go ahead, Amy. I'm sorry.
Oh, was it Vincent Price and The Day? Was that him?
Oh, yes, The Day the Earth Stood Still. Yeah,
was he in that movie?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah, it was back in his time anyway, I know.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Is the Ark of the Covenant some kind of portal?
Oh, sure.
I think it's a weapon.
Do you?
Like Raiders of the Lost Ark, when they open it up and they're like, "Don't look at it," and they look at it.
It's got radiation in it.
Yeah, I have to tell you, I got this ring, and it is called an Atlantis ring, and it was found in Egypt. Not this one, of course. They made a sample. It was found in Egypt. It was found in Egypt in the pyramids. Somebody was wearing a clay one. It's got two isosceles triangles. It's got lines. It's got holes in it, and it's supposed to bring you Atlantean energies. So I said, $30, I'll buy it. So I just started wearing it. But the thing is that, and I don't even know where I was going to go with this, but it's like this, all this stuff ties together. It's just like we all tie ourselves together. We're all tied together. We're all one. So everything works in unison with the next thing that there is. And so it's just totally fascinating. Yeah. And it would not be a show with Amy without our Jamie. And he says, the answer may not always be in outer space, but inner space, inner life intelligence contained within the atom 1 billion times over. That is certainly.
That's our Big Bang, right? We're all stardust. So yes.
That's right. Yeah. Good to see you, Jamie.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Carl, do you have an alien guide?
Well, yes, I do. I have an almanac.
So you know that ET they call that has one eye? Minion.
Yeah.
That's what mine is. Mine's a minion.
Whoops. I'm terrible at this, but anyway. It's the almanac.
I have one. Yes. Yeah.
Do you have one? Yeah. You must have a lot of Palladian ones, Amy. Right?
Well, maybe I should grab that. Let me see.
Yeah.
Ascension cards. Let me see.
And then I got a UFO encyclopedia.
Oh my goodness. You can actually open your own shop and
nah. Yeah.
Oh.
This was
it's fine.
I think he doesn't want.
I know life's busy. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Hi, Anya.
I was looking for the
Gene Roddenberry rented a house from a psychic that would hold seances there. Oh, you guys, you're so great. Thanks for this is why I really love having you in the chat, because you offer me stuff I didn't know, and that's awesome. Thank you.
This is from 1991.
Right. So you looking this up? Are you looking this up? Okay. Are you looking up?
What are we looking up?
He has a one-eyed alien with a hair like Dragon Ball.
I did get a one-eyed.
Oh.
Let me see if I can find him in here.
I love this. By the way, Carl has a master number for his life number, so he's working at high levels. So what you got here is nurturing. That you do have one that nurtures you, and also I think brings down some light codes to you. look at the DNA strands on these cards. I love them because they have the DNA on them. So yes, they've been nurturing you for a long time, and they're wanting you to see the big picture, which you weren't ready to see until you came here and started working with everybody. I think you were just you and this is how a lot of us came here, Carl. I came here because 45, oh my God. And we all are brought here because we need some answers for personal lives and professional lives and our spiritual lives. And so it's very important for you to realize that. But
what's the name of that
all
deck?
when we're ready. We're ready. Oh, this one's a wonderful deck. It's called What We Have Forgotten.
Oh, I've never heard of that. I like that.
It's a beautiful deck. It's one of my favorite decks. Yeah. Yep. So
he's being a little resistant. He does have somebody that's trying to teach him and elevate him from Sirius. I am open to the higher wisdom of Sirius. So you need to open yourself up. And also, he does have a dragon. He has a fire dragon. So he needs to open up to that. I think he's scared. He's scared of his higher purpose.
Yeah. Well, he's actually worked through some of this. We're all a work in progress. Yeah. But things are moving for Carl at this point. It's been hard for him, but I think he recognizes that this was the part that was missing. And I'm not trying to speak for you, Carl, but I think that's true. Loretta, anything you wanted to say?
Let's see. I haven't found my one-eyed alien yet, but I pulled a couple of cards out of the galactic deck, and I've got Atlantean era from Earth's past, and I've got the Lyra past, birth and expansion. So sounds like you're a very old soul, Carl.
Yeah, I think so too, Carl. Yeah. Yeah.
And I did get the dragon card. That's why I said dragon. It wasn't because of the Dragon Ball, or I literally got fire dragon. I invoke fire dragons to clear my path to ascension. So I know he's asking about that. So
okay. Perfect. Are you still here, Randy? Let me know. We're going to read on the orbs, if you are.
What about orbs?
Not really. What, Carl? I'm wrong. Okay.
What's going on? Oh, here we go. Cyclops male.
Cyclops male.
Cyclops come from planet 555, one of the numbered planets on the opposite side of the universe from Earth. So they're 6'5", 6'5". Cosmic agenda. They're part of the Starseed alignment, a subdivision of the Galactarian alignment. They're here to assist us in moving our third dimensional world into the next dimensional fold. However, their work, which oversees evolved souls incarnating onto the planet to raise its spiritual vibration, has been kept secret because of their unique appearance. Some of their race has been stationed on Earth since the 1950s. So does that give you the information you're looking for?
I think it does. Oh, good, Randy. Okay, thank you. Carl is saying, I mean, I'm not really an old soul. I was only born yesterday. Some of us are only born yesterday because we keep in childlike wonder, Carl. So you're okay.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So I've got, first of all, I should ask you ladies, we've been on an hour. Can you stay a little longer?
Yeah.
Okay. My noon person, and not that we're going to go till noon, but she had to cancel because she can't talk. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, anyway.
Yeah, we have time.
Okay. We have time. Okay. So Randy is in Tucson. She said, can I get a reading on the orbs and such here in Tucson? And wow. I think that's
a new
really
thing.
Cool.
Okay.
Somebody was KK, my friend KK on here. She has some health issues, and we told her she needed to ground herself some more. She went out and laid in the grass, and she said there were orbs all around her.
Oh, right.
So it was amazing. And so I think the orbs are there to help, not only to help ground people or to heal people, but they could be there for, other reasons as well. So
yeah. I had orbs show up one time that I'm aware of, and I was on a Zoom call, and there was like 3 of them over my right shoulder.
Really?
And the gal I was talking to, she said they're there, and I could not see them with my own eyeballs, but I could see them on the computer screen through the Zoom, and they were right here.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that's amazing. That's wonderful. Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. All right. Yeah. So what I got is you have had your Akashic records done, I know. And because you have had your Akashic records opened, you are more open to receiving messages from spirit. And those are messages for you. And what they are is they're medicine for you. So I'm feeling as though these are just what I thought, healing orbs working on you at a different level. And because you have a beautiful sacred purpose, Randy, and we all do. We all have our own sacred purpose, but that's part of yours. They want you to heal so that you'll be able to move about. Amy?
Yeah, I got protection guardian. So I think they're definitely there to protect and heal. Because of the high priestess energy, that very high psychic energy, and they're very open, like you said, and they must be getting a lot of different beings around them, so they are being protected. And also the earth guardians are there to protect you and heal you. And did it freeze? It froze up. But there's a lot of green, and also something about water. So try to be near water as much as possible, though that may be hard where you live. But they want you to go by the water and drink more water.
Yep.
Definitely healing.
Yeah.
I got transmission. You see the orb?
Oh my God, there's a whole bunch of them on that card.
Yeah. So this is from the Palladian Oracle. And there's a bit here, but I'm going to read just a little bit. It says, in the now and beyond, education will not just involve the reading of deep literature or repetitive action like in times past, but also involve a link of energetic transmission being relayed from one being to another, like the great masters of your world, such as those in Mother India. A great transmission is passed forth via exchanges such as Shakatpat. This is a new word I've just read. It's capital SHAKTI, capital PAT. Shakatpat.
It's Shakti. Shakti.
Yeah. Sending students. Yeah. Okay. Shak. SHAKIPAT. Sending students into an instant knowing. The transmission of Shakapat will be similar to how knowledge and education will be passed forward on your future Earth. So there's a message there.
See, and that would make sense too, because as they're trying to transmit energy and information,
they are. That's exactly what they're doing. They're transmitting energy and messages.
Yeah,
they're.
Well, that's the light codes. That's the light code.
A light code. Yeah, a light code.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So my mind gets blown just as much as everybody else's. All right. Are you still here, Nancy? I'd like. Cosmic Blue is sharing some stuff with us. I'm just going to put it up. There are councils for all elements of everything, for water, electromagnetic, flora, all types of animals. Anything that exists has a council. 2000 to 2012 was a time we could have destroyed ourselves literally, but we got lucky.
Yeah.
That's I do agree and have heard that too. Thank you, Cosmic. The Ark of the Covenant was a storage space for galactic energy that was used to help create the beacon to summon the star family off Earth. Also, the divine energy that was made of light that blinded. That blinded. Yes.
Wow.
Great shares. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And Annette is here, and I want to say hello, Annette. The Illusion of Us, who used to be owned by Anna. I don't know.
Oh, my friend.
And your friend Anna. Okay. She underlines, "We are the windows, the source of light. Am I a star seed? And if so, what star seed am I?" Do you think she's a star seed? I think she is. Yeah.
Anna passed a year ago next month, and she loved quantum physics. And, she was a fascinating woman, born in Poland, felt the boots of Hitler's regime on her as a child, lost both parents. I mean, a fascinating story. And she learned English when she was in her mid-60s. And when she came to America, she has a fascinating story. So thank you, Annette.
Oh, thank you also to Cosmic Blue for embedding in your artwork light codes just for me. I don't know if I remembered that. Thank you very much. And thank you, Annette. Yeah. You definitely have starseed energy. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes, Anya, if you want to ask a quick question. Oh, really? Yeah. All right. Did Nancy reply? Is she here? I don't know if Nancy's still here. She wrote a long time ago. So Linda says in 1971, she absorbed the Akashic records. She felt she had achieved universal knowledge. I was profound and put a light on my. Oh, that's beautiful. That's early. That's early.
Yeah,
I wasn't that far advanced, Linda. At that time.
Man, I'm just now waking up.
Yeah, I've been awake for a while, but it started with the old astrology that used to read in the newspaper, and it moved on from there.
Yeah. It's like, I had all this stuff, but it just wasn't coalescing, and coming together as it is now in my later years. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I got that one. T. Lynn. Okay, Anya. Well, we'll answer that one too. All right, so let's see. Nancy is not. Erin O'Nugent, what did the Brotherhood of the Wavelength of Energy do for Earth, and are they real? I don't know that I've heard of these people. Are you talking about the white? Are you talking about the White Brotherhood? There's a White Brotherhood. Have you heard of this name? No.
I've never heard of it.
Earth.
There is a Council of White Brotherhood, and those are the Ascended Masters, but I've not heard of the Wavelength of Energy. I've not heard that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, dear, but I'd rather be honest. I hadn't heard of it. Orange former guy, so dangerous. I woke up energetically. Yeah, we all did. Never interested about politics. Me either. I had to lend my energy to remove. Yeah. Because Sue lives in Australia, so we've got a lot of people in Canada, Australia, and in the UK that are probably know more about politics than anybody in the United States.
Yeah, we used to be the beacon of light. We used to be what everyone wanted to aspire to, with freedom and liberty, and then this happened.
And I hated it. The only thing I will tell you is I voted for Obama twice because I really wanted him to be president. I voted for Joe. He's okay. And he's been okay for me. Yeah. And there wasn't another choice anyway. But I never voted before that. Never. I hated it. Yeah. I hated it.
I'm glad you joined us.
Yeah, it was about time, wasn't it? And yes, Linda G did help a lot of us get through the first one, and she's working to do the same now. So,
yeah.
Yes, you're right, Hypnicity. They get real news in other countries.
They do.
You're
They do.
absolutely
I
right.
listen to Lena Rodriguez, Tarot Down Under, and then Hogarth out of Britain, Hogarth Astrology, but
You listen to
I
Marianne
listen to the
too?
readers because of the
Marianne's
people.
wonderful in Australia.
Yeah,
revealing
and
light.
their audience is giving them real time news. So, we're doing better off with them than we are with the media.
I feel like we get listened to, all of us psychics. I feel like they do kind of scan the information, and 45 has people that listen to. He doesn't watch it. Yeah.
I'm sure there's also people that have alternative channels that talk only about him and how the other one is a demon and all that stuff. And it's okay. Everybody's got their opinions, but most people, at least on this channel, we mostly talk about the orange man. Yeah. So, Teelan, you saw different types of orbs, points of light before Mom passed, knew was dad, godfather and godmother, since seeing light streaks months ago, 30 minutes after seeing obit for friend who passed.
That's really good that
you have the gift. You have the gift.
Yeah.
Wow.
They came to say goodbye. They did. They came to say goodbye, and they knew that you would see that. And some people have said that spirits stay with us for at least 30 days. They don't leave from around us because they want to comfort us. And and
the timeline is different.
The timeline is different. They want to go to their funeral.
Yeah. And some are not. Like, I've got a sister, and she was very pissed off and angry that she had to die. And I check in on her every now and then, and she's still hanging out around her daughter and her grandchildren because she wasn't ready to go. And she, so it's different for everybody. But everybody eventually goes through the light tunnel,
Yep. You're absolutely right, Anya. Actually, Pam, my friend Pam, who does the calibration that Donald Trump has ADHD. He has what is it? He's dyslexic. You said yes, that's true. Yes, because he can't read. He has no attention span. Yeah, but he's also had years of Adderall. And that's what's created his
before that.
Yeah. And whatever he says is what he's done, or like he said, he thinks Joe is going to take cocaine for the chat that they have together.
Well,
that's what he's going to do.
Yeah.
But his energy, we all, as ascended people, and we're not elitist or anything, but people that know where they are on the spectrum, we're about 500 to 520. That's what Pam has said. And I agree with what David Hawkins, if you don't get a chance, buy one of his books. It's fabulous. It's Power versus Force is the first one he wrote. And it talks all about, he calibrates everything. He calibrates religions. He calibrates, I guess Amy bumped off. She'll be back. Other things like that. But, he calibrates at 130, and most of us in this, Amy got bumped off.
Okay.
And I agree with that. I agree. He's because everything is negative. He's mad. He's angry. He's hateful. He's vengeful. He hangs out in the lower energies. Yeah.
I've got an answer for Anja here on Ashdown.
Yes.
This is from the Starseed Oracle.
Okay.
Called. Okay. You want to know why you're here? You came to Earth with a double mission: to grow as a soul and to bring about a shift in consciousness. The best way to fulfill these personal and collective purposes is to trust what it is that your soul is calling you towards, for it's encoded within the most direct path forward. Your soul has many unique gifts that it came here to share. Some of you may already be aware of, others you're just beginning to uncover. You're being called to remember that your soul intelligently chose the perfect conditions to carry out your soul's mission and share your soul's gifts. If you're being called toward a creative project, a passion, or an adventure, this card is your confirmation that you're facing the right way. And that this moment right here is destined. If you're feeling underprepared or thinking, who am I to do that? This card is guiding you to step up and leap. And consider perhaps that your soul has been training for this moment right here for lifetimes, plural, lifetimes. So just like the fool at the beginning of the tarot, that's what I thought.
That's right. That's right. And here's the creation card. You are creating your life as you go along, but look at all that's around you. Hold on, Amy's coming back.
Okay, good.
Sorry about that.
All around you. That's okay, honey. And the second one I get is you are living your sacred purpose. And so one of the things I want you to realize, hi, Amanda. One of the things I want you to realize is that your sacred purpose may be something as simple as being a light worker, but that's huge. Yeah. That's a huge thing. You think, I'm just a light worker. I'm just an empath. I'm just a... No. We need all the workers of all the types of things that are done, and there's nothing too small for us. You kind of got bumped. I don't know if you would. Did you see the question, Amy?
Yeah, just have to have my computer froze up and everything.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay.
But I did before that happened. I did get the Pleiades card, so she definitely. I mean, if you ask me if you're star seed, yes, you are. I opened my heart to love and healing from the Pleiadians. So, yes.
Wow.
Yes, you are.
That's awesome.
But she already knows. You know, I would say she knows.
Yeah, she knows. Yeah. Cosmic shared something else with us. Let's just throw it up because she's right out there. She heard the Brotherhood of Wavelength is something as well, but never heard of it being told they work with the color spectrum and the gradient of light that creates form, just not light as form. You're a wealth of knowledge. I bet you that Loretta's going to reach out to you as well. When we're done.
Do you have a channel, Cosmic Blue? Okay, I need to know.
She doesn't do a lot of videos, and she's been very, very busy, and I understand that. But there's another person that you may be interested in. Getting to. And Amy too.
You.
Yes.
Thank you.
Sounds. They use a tuning fork for tuning guitars. Is that what she means by wavelength of energy? Maybe that's what she meant.
That could be.
Well, do you have the tuning forks, by the way? I do. And they are amazing. This one.
They're on my list. I don't have them yet.
Okay. Let's see if I can get one out of here. They have different what is the word I want to say? Not kilobytes, but they have different sound resonate. This one here is the angelic one. So, sorry. Can you hear it? It's pretty low.
It's very light.
This is a 417. So,
there we go.
Yeah. The other thing you can do is you can do this.
Oh,
interesting.
No, it's not going to work. I thought it would. So maybe just put it right in front of
you. Tap it and then put it on your third eye.
And it will stop. It will stop if you do that. Yeah. Anyway, they're kind of fun. One of those other things that are a lot of fun. So let's see.
Well, the monks up on the Tibetan monks, they're up there meditating and humming, and that's what I see. They're creating a frequency.
That's true. That's very true. Oh, good. Yeah, everybody. And Lottie has a channel too. Thank you for subscribing to Cosmic Blue as well.
You.
Yeah. And Loretta's channel and Amy's channel. We got two more questions, and then I guess we're going to go. Okay. So we got what is Cheryl's purpose? And that's when I was trying to say it's never too small, Cheryl, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Usually we don't know totally until we get to the other side, or you have an Akashic reading and you're in it and they show you your lifetime. If you do one of those like QHHT, or they put you in a trance. And so what happened to me was I was in a lifetime and I saw everything, and then I died. And then they asked me, what was your purpose? So what was your life all about? And I knew immediately what it was. I said, I was meant to do this, or I was here to do that. And it made complete sense. And it's probably the best experience that I have ever had in feeling connected to past lives. Yeah, it's amazing. Very, very nice.
Wow. Okay.
All right. So, any thoughts, Amy?
Yeah, I got that she's a poet. I got the poet and the empath. And so, I don't know if you can see the poet and the empath. Learn to protect your sensitivities and cultivate boundaries to create a safe space in which you and your desire to be of service can thrive. The poet, make your life a work of art and your art a work of life. See the poetry in the mundane and you will be rewarded beyond measure. And Kuan Yin, I act from my divine feminine wisdom. So she speaks things into existence. She sees the beauty in the mundane, and she's very empathic for others. I wouldn't be surprised if she picked up a lot of people's emotions, and she could channel that in poetry, definitely, in her music.
That's very true. That's very true. So I put Kuan Yin's name down there. She's actually the female Buddha, I believe. Anyway, Loretta?
Yeah, I've got the new consciousness in Earth. Yeah. And you ask why you're here. This is it. And this is for present time. And there is a new consciousness being born on Earth right now. It has to do with the true nature of existence beyond belief, thought, or emotion. This new consciousness is sprouting from our beings like a flower reaching towards the sun. But we often obstruct it by clinging to our distractions, such as opinion, drama, or blame. We must become the flower reaching towards the sun and value it above all else if we are to transform as a species. Take a few moments every day to visualize yourself as that flower reaching towards the sun. Let the sun nourish you and give you everything that you need. That's the short version.
Wow. That's the short version. And I agree with you. I've been given way too much to figure it out too. My own. I just say, okay, I'm here to do this, But look, you got the control room goals. You know what I mean? You can pick whichever lens to look through, and it's all available to you. And then you decide what it is you like doing. So there you go. But Cheryl said you pegged her, Amy, with what you said. All right, one more. Okay. Which alien collective wants to connect with you, Gatekeeper?
Whichever alien collective wants to connect with me. All right. Whichever alien collective wants to connect with Gatekeeper.
Thank you so much, everybody. You want to ask the same question, Jaylee? Hi, Jaylee. Okay, we'll answer it. Okay. I just saw it.
Well, I've got Lyra for Gatekeeper.
Oh. Okay.
That's about as old a timeline as you can get, I think.
That's funny. I got the same thing, Loretta. She has the keys to creation with her ancestors. So yes, I think her ancestors were Lyrian. Go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, and it says that a strong trait of the Lyrian civilization is protectiveness. They were often like lions protecting their cubs when it comes to protecting their offspring and even their territory. So this trait can be helpful or obsessive. Sometimes the protective nature can harm those who we are protecting because it does not allow them to grow and make their own decisions. This karmic pattern of protectiveness is one that you have experienced in many lives. Sometimes you were the protector, and other times you were the one who was protected, who was not allowed to grow. By looking at this issue now, the pattern can be released. So
Interesting.
Lyra.
There you go, gatekeeper. All right. Amy?
And would Lyra also relate to like lyric or lyricism, music, perhaps? I wonder if that's
true.
A derivative of that.
Yeah.
Well, I got the sun, the moon.
I think of harps.
Say that again.
Okay. I said I think of harps. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Well, that could be. That could. Yeah, that could be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the sun, the moon, and Sirius. And so the sun, the moon is her feminine and masculine. And I'm assuming she's a she, but I could be wrong. But that so to balance her feminine and masculine side, and it's good to actually have both. I'm androgynous. I've always been kind of androgynous, and so and that's like a Palladian thing to be like that. So because and to have both, you can empathize with both on Earth here. And Sirius is the higher wisdom of Sirius to invite the training schools and university of Sirius in your sleep in order to develop your higher mind and to reach out to the higher dimensions. So you have that. You open yourself up to the higher universe.
Great.
That is, wow. Sirius. I would say Sirius.
And we're getting a lot of Lyrians in the chat.
Oh,
so Aley wanted
Wow.
Look at that.
Yeah, they were the original star beings.
Yeah. Thank you, Carolyn. Take care, sweetheart. Yes, I am androgynous as well. I don't extend that to some people extend that to their sexuality. I don't do that, but I have a lot of male energy, and yet I can also feel the anyway. So Aley would like to have a message, if she could, I guess, from the Lyrians. I don't know.
Also Lyrian.
Oh, Cosmic, you're fine. And next time we will ask you to come on this panel. We would love to, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
I love your picture, Aley.
Spirit message. Okay, let's just do it.
It is pretty. And it kind of fits because Lyrian sounds like such a beautiful name for a group of people. It sounds pretty. Because it does sound like lyricist.
Look at this. Yes, eternal life. It's like that's what brought life to the planet. So, yeah, it's amazing. Yeah. Yes, thanks everybody for being kind and giving lots of feedback, and we love having you here. And letting Loretta finish what she's doing.
I just pulled the message from the Spirit Messages Oracle card because that's what I was guided to do. And it says, if your mindset is fixed, try to free yourself from that and rise above it. Don't place limitations on what you think you can achieve. Don't stand in your own way. Allow yourself to flourish in all ways. Welcome abundance in all forms into your life. So, for whatever reason.
Oh, Sue Toffee, you're obsessed by Lyrians as well. Read, if you can find the book and it's not too expensive, read The Prism of Lyra. It's a very good book.
It's really, really good.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. It's on my show.
I'm going to say something. I didn't know what to expect for interest in this topic. And I am so pleased by what we have been able to accomplish here today. And my favorite thing about being here together with you two ladies is that you're fabulous and you have been invested in this type of topic. And the people that came on have also introduced us to some of the experiences that they have had as well. So, okay. So Loretta's page is at Mother's Tarot. At Mother's Tarot.
Just put that in the search engine at YouTube and it'll come right up.
Yeah. And Amy is Earth Spirit 2556.
That's right.
Yeah. Yes, we can have more. Anya, Loretta was planning on doing a panel soon, I believe.
Well, I was looking for somebody, and as a result, I reached out to a guy in New Jersey through Dr. Stephen Grill's CE5 to network.
Good.
So anyway, but that seems to be going into something else. So, you know,
Okay.
I thought, but I, you know, I think this every month or every 2-3 months, you know, set up something like this.
Yes.
And we can all revisit would be wonderful. Yeah.
Absolutely. And people will know we're coming and they can ask questions. And I don't know if it's just the three of us or if we bring in Cosmic Blue Avian, which we'd have to figure out because it's 4:30 in the morning tomorrow in Australia.
Goodness.
She's just been up. But anyway, we can do that. Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, that would be nice, you know.
It would be
maybe
nice.
rotate a guest.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Rotate a guest in and have it on your channel and we'll simulcast whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Is doable. It's all doable.
Linda G likes to talk about all of this. So she would be a great guest for both of you.
She probably would be too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. So we might have birthed a new show. We will talk about it backstage and we'll be back. Much love. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. We'll try to do it around you, Cosmic. Take care.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.